So YouTube's AI moderation is going crazier than before. Nowadays, it seems like if anything is an animation, YouTube just considers it to be made for kids. So there's a creator out there named Adam Mickiewicz. Sorry if I'm butchering the name, but he's a co-creator of a show called Bridge Kids on YouTube. And yes, the name will be important here in a second. But his adult animation here was actually set to be made for kids by YouTube, and that their decision is final. It did happen to their last episode of their series, and they claimed that a real human reviewed the video and made this decision too. Here is what a real human at YouTube thinks a video for kids looks like. So we'll watch that in a second, but before we get started, this actually has to do with YouTube's cop update back in 2020. This seems to be a long forgotten update where a lot of people don't remember this, but essentially when a content creator uploads a video on YouTube, they have to mark whether their video is made for kids or not made for kids. Everyone has to do it on every single video. This is what it looks like. If a video is made for kids, so your target audience is children, your video is actually going to be losing a lot of features. So for example, your video will not be able to have comments, personalized ads, notifications. There's also like random stuff that they remove from the video too. Like for example, you can't like watch a made for kids video on the mini player. You can't add it to a playlist, and you can't get like things like super chat or stuff like that through monetization. So essentially you lose almost every single feature on a video if you mark it as made for kids, and it also just gets promoted less overall. So your video is much more likely to get less views if it's marked as made for kids as opposed to not made for kids. This is kind of like a long forgotten update that I don't see people talking about anymore, but as you can see over here, the video announcing the update got 128 million views. So yeah, it was a really big deal. So this guy and his co-creator had the last episode of their series set as made for kids, even though they set it as not made for kids. So he actually showed an example over here with the full conversation with YouTube support. And man, YouTube marking this as made for kids is ridiculous. Let's give this a listen.
And we can invite everyone we know, and those 3 bitches are gonna be so fucking jealous.
Oh shit, bro. Oh hell yeah, bro.
Bro, this is fucking awesome. I ain't never been to no party before.
Wait, what the fuck?
Bro, nobody knows who the fuck we are, man. They ain't even looking at us.
Did you fucking invite Mo to my cool girl party?
So as you can see, the series has tons of swearing, adult themes, things like that. But as you can see, while the video is playing, the creators of Bridge Kids actually have the conversation with YouTube support in it. So I want to give this a read because, man, is it ridiculous. So first of all, they go ahead and tell YouTube support, which, by the way, is not actually support. It's not an actual human being. Everybody has an option. Everybody who's a YouTube partner has an option over here to chat with creator support. And this is something that you guys have seen me do in many videos, but it's not an actual person, right? This is just AI, right? So they ask, for a personalized support experience, so you have to activate cookies or whatever. But like when they ask you questions and stuff like that, and they ask you what exactly your issue is, you are speaking to AI. They say that, AI responses may be inaccurate and don't reflect YouTube's views. Humans may review chats for quality, whatever. But for the most part, you are speaking to AI. And before, they didn't even have this notice. So they were actually trying to pretend like the AI that you're speaking to was a real person. They give them a real name like Pam or something like that, and they call themselves a support specialist. It is insane. But anyway, so Mike goes ahead and tells the YouTube support, YouTube marked it for kids and then said it contains inappropriate content. It was never meant for kids. And if you give that a read, so YouTube marked it for made for kids, saying that it is kid friendly. And then they themselves later said the video has inappropriate content. That's why the removal has since been reversed, but I need to remove the made for kids, right? So obviously his video is going to get less views. It's not going to be even as visible on his channel, which we'll actually show you later. And he's going to lose all those features that we talked about, like comments and everything else like that, adding a video to a playlist. Yes, and remember, this is a support specialist, which is just AI. Yes, but we are unable to appeal it for not being marked as made for kids. Keep in mind, this is a 50-second compilation of all the swearing that happens in the series and all the adult themes. Is there anything else I can help you with? Why? Why were you unable to appeal it? It's clearly not made for kids. How can something simultaneously be for kids and violate child safety according to YouTube? In case you may have missed, the enforcement action on your content was already appealed in YouTube Studio. Look at this part. A human reviewer re-evaluated the video and confirmed that it violates our community guidelines. I know this isn't the outcome you were hoping for, but these decisions help us keep YouTube a safe community for everybody. So a human saw, like the whole video being full of swearing, adult themes, and all these like conversations that are obviously not meant for kids. And they're like, you know what? This video is made for kids and we're going to double down, right? And so this isn't my opinion. Your human reviewer is incorrect. The video is not meant for kids. And as you can see over here, they say, we know this is probably disappointing news, but it's our job to make sure that YouTube is a safe place for all. Yes, a safe place for all. So when we do live streams for like the last 9 days talking about a specific channel subbotting me and dozens of other YouTubers and doing it live, YouTube doesn't go ahead and remove that channel. despite the fact that it's received hundreds of reports. But hey, they want to keep YouTube safe, right? Well, regardless, I need to speak to somebody else. And then the AI says, I will be transferring this conversation to one of our supervisors. Kindly stay connected. So I've had that happen before too. I believe that is when an actual human steps in, right? The supervisor is the actual human, and the regular quote employee is just AI. So somebody named Victoria joins the chat. I acknowledge your report regarding the made for kids tag remaining on your video after it was successfully reinstated upon appeal. I know how stressful and concerning it is to worry about comment restrictions or potential policy strikes when a video is incorrectly categorized by our automated systems. That seems to be happening a hell of a lot nowadays, but don't worry, I'm here to assist you today and make sure we thoroughly review your video status on our end. Please give me 5 minutes. By the way, I have had probably over 100 conversations now with YouTube support, and they always tell you to give them 5 minutes every single time, regardless of the issue or the situation. Every single conversation. It's really weird. It doesn't matter what you ask them. You could ask them if, red is a color on the rainbow. They're going to be like, that's a good question. We're going to go ahead and look into this. Could you please give me 5 minutes? So then she says, thank you for your patience. Just wanted to check in. Are you still with me? Mike says he's still there. Please give me another 5 minutes. So you give me 5 minutes and I'll get back to you, right? Oh, are you here, by the way? Okay, cool. So give me another 5 minutes, idiot. Keep waiting. Like, what the fuck? Thanks again for your patience while I looked into this. Are you still there? And so Mike says, yes. Sorry for the wait. So I'm still checking this for you. Please give me another 5 minutes. What are you, fucking Freezer or something? Why is your 5 minutes taking like 9 episodes? You would think that they're trying to find like the induce script, or they're trying to find like some secret code that hasn't been deciphered yet or something like that. Man, they've needed 15 minutes so far just to look into whether the video is made for kids or not made for kids. Watching the first 10, 20 seconds of the video and seeing that they're swearing in it should easily be able to make the decision clear for them. So then she says, thank you again for the patience while I reviewed this. May I check if you're still with me? Sorry for the wait. Keep saying the same thing over and over again. She's a Pokemon at this point. The enforcement action on your content was previously appealed on YouTube Studio, where a human reviewer re-evaluated your video and confirmed that it is designated as made for kids. So yes, but they are wrong. There is swearing and profanity in the video. It is not for kids. The human reviewer was mistaken. I am sorry, but the decision is final, and I wish I have better news for you. So they don't give a shit about what Mike has to say, even though he's clearly explaining that the video has swearing in it. It breaks YouTube's own guidelines for what constitutes for kids content. What happens when the human reviewer makes a mistake? There's nothing that can be done at all. Although I do have limitations when providing support to you, rest assured that I am on your side, and I've exhausted all the best options that I could over you at this time, which again doesn't make any sense. What do you mean all the best options? Dude, they're swearing in the video. Just reverse it. It's not that hard. I have this video unlisted currently because I myself know that it is not appropriate for kids. I'm really sorry, but there is no more option to file an appeal for this. Can I have this reviewed by another person? I already know what they're going to say. Hell no. No, I'm sorry. So why is YouTube going to force inappropriate content to be shown to kids? There's no option for another review. I really appreciate your interest and eagerness to resolve this issue, but unfortunately, I do not have any information at this point. I have already shared all the details. Like, what are we even talking about here, right? So Mike wasted his time talking to that YouTube support agent, the first one not even being a real person, the first one being AI. But yeah, as you can see over here, he does provide the YouTube link as well for this video. So one thing that I really do think that happened here, and one thing that may contribute to why they marked this video as made for kids, going full circle back to the beginning of the video, is I think the title of the series. I think YouTube's AI moderation and, its automated systems or whatever saw the series titled Bridge Kids, saw the word kids as the key word there, and immediately marked the series as made for kids right when they saw that it was also an animation. Obviously, they did not hear anything in the stream or the video, or maybe they did. Maybe their AI just, looked at it or whatever, because there's no way a logical human being will hear this series, hear what was going on in this episode, and be like, yeah, this is definitely made for kids. And the damage has already been done, right? I mean, animation content, for all of you animators out there, feel free to chime in the comments. Making an animation that's 30 seconds long can take hours, maybe days, maybe weeks or whatever, right? And so the fact that this guy and his, co-owner or whatever, they made a 13-minute full animation with a storyline, voice actors, everything like that. And now their video is just completely restricted. It's made for kids. There's no comments. You can't add it to a playlist, nothing. It's just completely going to tank the viewership of that video. All that money, all that time they spent on the video is completely lost and gone. I mean, it is just so unfair what YouTube does to people. And then to have a full-blown conversation with YouTube where they're just like, yeah, sorry, idiot, you're stuck out of luck. It's just like, okay, so what is going on with YouTube's AI moderation? And specifically, as I've mentioned before in other videos, they seem to be specifically targeting animation channels, right? They also were targeting ASMR channels as well, but it's really the animation channels that I've really seen get it a lot recently. And something like this, where the entire pretty much video in the episode, series, whatever, is all full of swearing, and YouTube still says, yeah, this is not only is this made for kids, but we have also had a human re-review this. So basically, a human looked at it and they were like, yeah, I can confirm that it's made for kids. I mean, it's just insane. And there have been so many other things like this that have happened on YouTube. You guys know I have a full playlist talking about this. A bunch of videos here get marked as made for kids. I actually can't scroll through the playlist because even though some of the playlist thumbnails were actually, monetized and the videos monetized, there have been times where I've scrolled through this playlist and other videos and I got demonetized for showing one of the thumbnails, which is crazy. I have everything censored and blocked. But the point is that YouTube's cop update and the whole marking as made for kids or whatever, they always mess that up. They've been messing it up for years. They mark a Holocaust documentary as made for kids, super sexual, nudity, gore content, all marked as made for kids. So yeah, YouTube's AI moderation is just insane. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. YouTube's AI moderation is going rogue once again. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya.